I thought we did a really good job staying in the game, especially when you look at our numbers. Our big three or two of our big three didn't have a good night. When you look at Jericho, he was 3 for 12, and Jaquavion was 3 for 16. We came out, wanted to mix some stuff up, kind of throw them off a little bit, make them unbalanced a little bit or uncomfortable. We did a good job up until the last 4 minutes, and I think when we got to that stretch, we talked about it was 58-51. Don't know exactly how much time was left in the game. They were going to the free throw line, and we knew we had to get stops, and we didn't get the stops down the stretch, and I don't think we scored since then. So tough night for us offensively. If we don't have 3 or 3 that plays well, it's sometimes hard. And then when you look at our starters, Jericho's goes 3 for 7, and Jaquavion goes 3 for 16, and then Casey Morcell goes 1 for 7. It's hard to beat a good team when that happens. So we'll go back to the drawing board. We'll figure it out. We'll try to get better, and then we'll move on. Questions? Yeah, I just think he had one of those nights where he don't make shots. And, listen, this kid's been a super freshman for us. And, it's unfortunate that he has to carry the team as a freshman, but in league play, he's been the guy who's carried us. And, I just think he didn't make the shots. It wasn't that they were different or they didn't do anything different than any other team. Some of those shots, which he's a tough shot maker, he just didn't make. It's experience. When you look at them, they've only got one guy who started his freshman year at Wake Forest. They got 4 transfers. 3 of them were somewhere else last year. And then Williamson played in the system, at East Tennessee State, so they're all familiar. I just think when you look around college basketball and you look around our league, the teams that are older are finding a ways to win, with the exception of Duke. But Duke's got so much talent. But what makes them good is that they've done a good job in the transfer portal identifying guys that really fit their system. And, when you go out in the transfer portal, sometimes you hit the jackpot, sometimes you don't. And I think they did a good job identifying some guys. Yeah, I think so, but it could be different for him next year. Let's say he loses some of those guys and he's got to replace them with 4 other transfers, and maybe they don't work out as much. I just think college basketball is going to be different from year to year. When you have transfers and you got so many of them, that's great. But if they leave and you don't get the same quality of guys, and you won't know that until you get them into your program, it's a little bit tough. If you're gonna ask the question about this year, of course, it looks like he's done a great job there, and I think he has. I just think we didn't make shots, and then we let it get away from us. When that 16-0 run, we had 51 points at that time. I think it was 58-51, and we didn't make shots. We didn't move the ball enough. We didn't make shots, and then it got away from us. If you watch the game, everybody knows it was a little bit closer than that. But obviously, the end result is what it is. Yeah, he's on restriction, and honestly, during the game, he probably played too many minutes. He was asking to come out of the game. He was hobbling a little bit, and so he hasn't practiced in the last couple of days. He's been on load management. We're just trying to get him to games because we don't have any depth. And so I thought he played well, but he couldn't go. He ran out of gas, and then certainly his leg was bothering him some. Yeah, I think you can point to that sometime, but our guys didn't shoot the ball well in the first half. And so, it's no secret if those 3 guys are not having a good night, it's going to be a long night for us. We did a good job because I think the zone kept them all balanced, and we didn't let the score get away from us. When you look at it, it was 31-28 in the first half. We didn't score much, but neither did they. I think it took them back a little bit. They didn't score a lot. And then once they got going scoring, we didn't have enough because we didn't play well to be able to score to match those guys. And so at the end of the day, my teams are never going to win a game if I score 51 points. I thought we did a good job. Wake Forest comes into the game averaging about 80 and also getting close to 20 fast break points. We did some good stuff, but our offense wasn't clicking enough to be able to win a game. Well, we have to do a good job of moving the ball, and I think what they did, not so much trap, they hard-hedged on him, and we got to be able to spray the ball to the other side and then get it back to him. but our guys wasn't rolling enough. At the front of the rim, we didn't get enough rolls. We came out to start the second half. We ran a great play. We threw the ball into Jalen, and then he gets a shot block. He's wide open. And so what happens is our guards lose a little confidence because those guys are not catching the ball, and so it creates some opportunities for bad shots. Because we don't have a back-to-the-basket guy, it makes our guards take a lot of challenge shots just because that's the only way we score the basketball. I thought he did great in the second half. I did. I thought he was in attack mode. And they did a good job late in the half making sure he wouldn't get easy baskets. Well, we got to take the positive. I mean, for 36 minutes, it was a good game. And then the last 4, it wasn't. And we have to take the positive. It's a long year. You get into February, it's the dog years of basketball, any sport that's been going on for we're a 2-semester sport. There are competitors in that locker room. They don't like losing. And, obviously it's a little frustrating. It should be. I would be bothered if they wasn't frustrated. But obviously, we got to keep on plugging and we got to try to figure it out. Joe, we talk about it. We concentrate on the next game. We do talk about, trying to figure out, man, how to stack one game on another. I think when you get up, if you're, let's flip it and say we were 11-3, we would talk about obviously we're in a position to try to win a conference championship. But I think when you get behind, I've kind of stayed away from, the negative part of it. I want to be as positive as I can with these guys because I think they need positivity. They're a little bit sensitive. They should be. So I don't put the extra pressure on them saying, you're going to be last place because I don't think they can handle that. Each of them. I don't know how much they get into what you guys say or what anybody say. I just, I'm sure they're competitors in that locker room. Most of those guys have come from winning programs. We've been able to win here every year with a winning conference record, and it's a little frustrating from that standpoint. But I don't know,